It is Thanksgiving, a holiday that I personally do not care about. However, I figured I would be nice anyways and do a video specifically about the NBA players that I am thankful for. I might make this a yearly tradition because every single year there's just a new group of players. Some of them are previously established, some of them are not, that are just guys that I'm really enjoying watching, and I want to highlight the pure just enjoyment aspect of the game. You know, we're not going to sit here and debate, how good these players are. You can't debate me on whether or not I like these guys. So without further ado, I'm going to talk about a couple of players that I've been enjoying this season and why. If you don't give a shit, hey, all good with me. But with that said, let's get into it. So the first player I'm going to highlight is Tyrese Haliburton. I enjoyed Tyrese and the Pacers last year. However, this year it has been to a pretty significant extreme. I am typically not one that enjoys the lead playmaker, like truly one player is dictating all the playmaking that's happening on the floor. That system of offense is something that I've harped on negatively time and time again. That said, Haliburton makes it really fun, and it's not as though the Pacers have championship aspirations, so it's a flaw in a way in terms of reaching a super high ceiling. However, if a super high ceiling is really not in their current aspirations, it's not something that it can be really bothersome to me. So right now I'm just enjoying the play style. I'm enjoying how good he is. I'm enjoying how much he's proving people wrong, because all of last year I was talking about Tyrese being that guy, and it seems like this year he's out to prove it, and this year people are finally starting to see that. Next on the list, I got Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry is always going to be on this list so long as he is still in the NBA. He is my second favorite player of all time, and man, what a joy it has been to watch his career. I have watched Steph since 2013, 2014. I think it was the Knicks game where he went off that I caught that one. The one that's like the game that started Steph or whatever the hell. Since then, I've been a huge fan. I was very happy to see him and the Warriors build that dynasty. Not so happy to see Kevin Durant become a part of that, but I was happy again to see them win a title without that roster. Steph is just such a fun player, such a transformative player, and a very respectable dude. Next on this list is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, someone who probably would have been here last year, because I don't think there's a single player in the NBA, and maybe even throughout NBA history, that really quite plays like this guy. Broke the record for most points in the paint by a guard ever, like points per game. Dude is just a ridiculous slasher, but he doesn't do it by having like some crazy burst, some crazy amount of athleticism. He is super methodical. He has amazing touch. His play style is super fun. He plays basketball like he's playing yoga. Playing yoga? Like he's doing yoga. Whatever. Victor Wembanyama. I mean, it's pretty clear that I've been enjoying Vic. I haven't been happy with how the Spurs have utilized him, and for that I will address just one thing. When I did that "the Spurs pissed me off" video, so many Spurs fans were like, "Jacob, you don't understand. They're doing this and that." But in the video, I said, they're doing this and that. I just think it's bad. So that truly bothered me, but we're being positive. It's the day of, what are we celebrating? The one time we were nice to the people that were here before all the white people. That one day. Good job, guys. Next up, speaking of white people, Chet Holmgren. Man, this guy is so much better than I thought he was going to be. That video may or may not come out before this one. I'm not exactly sure what the schedule is, but I'm definitely going to be making a Victor Wembanyama, a Chet Holmgren specific video, because I knew he was going to be good. I had no doubts that he was going to be a good NBA player. However, I didn't think he would be quite this devastatingly effective right from the onset. Dude's probably already a top 10 center in the NBA. He's a great player on both ends of the floor. His three ball is super efficient right now. Obviously, I'm not expecting him to shoot 50% from three for the duration, but his volume's been low enough that I do think he can definitely be in the 40s. And then on top of that, he puts the ball on the floor. He's got a good post fade, and then his defense is immaculate. So yeah, Chet is awesome. He's such a fun player to watch. Him and Victor, it's very much this idea of like, it seems like I'm watching an alien play basketball, and that is really fun. It's a very different experience. Not really anything I can compare it to other than like Manute Bol way back in the day, but that obviously was not my time. So this next one, this isn't a player that's in the league. However, it's a player that I had practically zero appreciation for when he was in the league. So I just want to highlight him because the reason that I like this player is because of what he's done post-career. That player is Jeff Teague. Holy shit, this guy is funny. Holy shit, this guy tells a good story. His podcast is excellent. Every single clip I've ever watched is excellent. It's like just a guy. He's like just a guy. He doesn't have the bullshit bravado of a lot of NBA players. He might be competitive, but he's not like lying all the time. He doesn't do like, you know, filtered PR answers to things. He's a very, very real dude, and I enjoy his commentary quite a bit. It's very, very entertaining. Like, there's something to be said for just being able to tell a funny story and how great that is and how good it is for just NBA, the NBA world and NBA content, and I very, very much enjoy what he's doing. Probably my favorite like player who's in the media now or whatever. Next up, Anthony Edwards. Do I need to say it, man? This guy's aura is off the charts. He's not playing fair this year. The guy is an excellent player. His mid-range game, specifically this year, has been on another level. And if you know me, you know that I love mid-range shooting. I love that his defense has gone from just he can be good when he wants to be to he kind of just wants to be good all the time now. I do think that he is bordering on superstar conversations. I think he still needs to get a little bit more consistent before he's truly locked into that territory. However, he is right on the cusp of it, and I'm very much enjoying that. Ultimately, this is just going to be me saying that I'm enjoying these players a bunch because that's what it is, but I'm not going to lie to you. Next is Lauri Markkanen. Lauri, I might end up making a video on because I personally think that he's pretty underrated. Obviously, last year he had a crazy breakout and was like way better than anyone had anticipated, including myself. I had pretty much written off the prospect of him being a star level player, but seeing the fully realized version of Lauri, as much as it does hurt that he's not doing it in a Chicago Bulls uniform, it's also equal parts cool because there was a time where I did very much believe in this guy, and while I abandoned that belief, there was still a smidge of me that really believed it, and it's nice to see that it did actually work out. His play style is so fun and effective. He's just a big ass forward with incredible shooting touch. Jaime Jaquez Jr. of the Miami Heat. Hope I pronounced that correct. His play style is so unique. He kind of has an old man play style. He's really not a fast player, really not a super high vertical leap, but he's a big dude. He knows how to throw his weight around. Very good post game, very good mid-range game. His three ball hasn't gone in thus far, but pretty much everything else he's done at a very, very good level. Not to mention, he's got very, very good passing chops. I'm a big fan of all of the decisions that he makes with the ball. A lot of high-level reads, and that's not something you necessarily see early on into a player's career. But, you know, the Miami Heat deal with, like, dark magic and just can make a random guy God. So seems as though Jaime is the one who gets to be God this time for Miami. Tyrese Maxey is finally unleashed. I have wanted this for the longest time. As soon as that team traded for James Harden, I was immediately disappointed just purely because of what it would mean for Tyrese Maxey and him being delegated to being that third option. I think Tyrese is awesome. 2 Tyreses on this list. I don't know if there's that many players better in the open court, and that's just guards, forwards, anybody. Yeah, just super fast, really fast, even with the ball in his hands, really great finisher. And like, he shot 43% from 3 for the last 3 seasons on pretty damn great volume. I think it's literally been 5 threes a game, 6 threes a game, and now 7, maintaining a very high percentage the whole way through. Just an excellent offensive player. His playmaking's but everything else absolutely outstanding. And last but not least is Rui Hachimura. He's been the player that I enjoy on the Lakers easily the most. I haven't caught a lot of Lakers games this year, but when I have, Rui has been playing well. I know he had like a 20-something point game off of the bench in one of them. I just like a big forward with a mid-range game. I mean, I like anybody with a mid-range game, but there's something about his mid-range game specifically. It almost feels a little LaMarcus Aldridge-esque. It's not the same because he's not doing it out of the post nearly as much, but like, it's a big dude that has unreasonable amount of shooting touch in the mid-range area. And he's also like a solid defender. I honestly think LA needs to play him more. I don't understand why he regularly gets 20 minutes a game. I think Rui is easily like a 28 plus minute per game guy. But you know, either way, I'm enjoying what he's doing. I'm enjoying what all of these guys are doing. Notice how there wasn't a single Chicago Bull on this list. Yeah, anyway, shout out to Rudy for editing this video, and goodbye.